Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Standards Organization of Nigeria awards 9 companies with the Mandatory Conformity Assessment Program Mancap certificate as experts examine benefits of calibration as a tool for economic development, plus special tips on what you should do to avoid building collapse. The program is Standard and You, reaching you on this station at 6:30 p.m. every Monday. Sit back and enjoy the program. My name is Ifoma Okonkwo.
Standard Organization of Nigeria is one of the federal government setups that I so much admire. And I think that they need to be encouraged and be supported. And that is why we here in Imo State, the traditional institution, we are doing our best to support them, to partner with them, to make sure that the messages that they have truly get out to the public and that they are assimilated and that people, put them into practice every day.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. We have joined the League of Certified Companies and pledged to observe good and standard practice in production processes. The latest beneficiaries of the Standards Organization of Nigeria's Mandatory Conformity Assessment Program Mancap certification gave this assurance at a special presentation of the Mancap certificates to the companies in Lagos.
When the Mandatory Conformity Assessment Program Mancap was introduced in 2006, it was to, among others, ensure that goods manufactured locally conform with the relevant Nigerian industrial standards. The scheme was also targeted at promoting competition at both domestic and global markets and also ensure the safety and health of consumers. Since the introduction of the scheme, local industries have continued to subject their production stages to the rigorous certification process of the scheme. This entails careful periodic inspection of the various production stages of the companies to ensure that they comply with the Nigerian industrial standard. One after the other, representatives of the 9 companies were presented with the Mancap certificate by a representative of the DG of the SON, Dr. Omolara Okunola. What it means, therefore, is that the recipients of the Mancap Award have met the requirements of the Nigerian industrial standard by observing best practices in their processes as confirmed by the Standards Organization of Nigeria.
Mancap ensures prevention of making Nigeria to be a dumping ground, thus preventing unsafe counterfeited products in our Nigerian market. Not only Nigerian markets, even when products that are made in Nigeria are taken to other countries, is an assurance that whatever is coming out of Nigeria has complied with all the relevant Nigeria industrial standards, ensuring that the product has made, whatever you may talk about the quality parameters, you want to talk about the safety, you want to ensure even consumer preference for such products. Companies that have been awarded the Mancap certificates, having ensured that their products have met to the requirements of the relevant Nigerian industrial standards, thereby the issuance of these Mancap certificates and the Mancap logo, which bears a unique number to the products.
For the companies, it's a milestone and reward for their hard work, dedication to quality through the years. According to them, Mancap certification places a premium on their products and services that will translate to increased patronage of such goods and profit margin.
The Mancap certification means a lot to us. It will actually help us to leverage in the open market because we're getting standardized by SON is a milestone, and we're happy to be here. It means a lot to us. Really.
Nigerian business scenario for these type of products, there are a lot of competition from a non-certified products, okay, which is flooding into the market, okay, and this tick mark, you see that zone tick mark, which is going to add a real value to our product in front of the consumers. Okay, that will actually a real differentiator, and thereby it will definitely boost our sales, because people who is going to pick up the product, they see, oh, this is Sun certified. Okay.
The impact is that the products will now be more acceptable in the market, because being certified by Sun means that the product we have is qualified even better than most of the things that are imported. So most of the flour mills in Nigeria will prefer to use the premix to produce to importing anyone. And it also will help us to go international. We can go to neighboring countries, Ghana, Ivory Coast, where there are flour mills that we can market and then produce more premix that we can give them for their own fortification of flour.
It will improve the confidence that our customers have in us. It will boost up, we hope, our profit margin, our PR, everything about flour mills. This certification should assure our customers that we are committed to delivering our promise of quality.
Because we are always working hard to make sure our product conform to what is obtainable anywhere in the world. And the fact that today we are being certified that feat is achieved is a great joy to me and the entire Dangote Refinery PLC. And I want to assure you that we will not disappoint Standard Organization of Nigeria and the entire Nigerians by continuing to produce good quality products that meet the quality anywhere in the world, which will do, of course, our great country good reward.
We're having issues with standards or whatever it is on our products anymore. At least you can go to the companies, I mean, all over the world, and people will know that we are not just a company, we are certified. And our product, for it to be certified, means that we are of one of the standards in the country. So it feels great.
We have been on it for a couple of years now, and we promise to sustain the tempo. Having achieved it is a milestone for our product, and it will go a long way in marketing our product, in building the confidence in our product to the consumers, our numerous consumers.
This is a challenge for us as an organization that we need to continue to improve on what we are doing. It's a challenge that we need to continue to deliver quality product to our consumers, nationwide consumers around the world that take the Honeywell brands of products. It's a certificate that also will empower us to do more and deliver better products to them.
To us, it's a great vote of confidence and a big thank you for what we are doing. We are really happy for this.
It doesn't end here. In fact, the journey just began. We are committed to making it even better. What SON does is push you to make your product even better than what it was before.
SON's coordinator, Lagos Office 1, Nwoma Oluje, puts Mancap scheme to perspective.
First and foremost is that you must indicate interest to get your product certified, and then you will come and obtain a form. We have a Mancap form that has details of your company, the product you want to certify. Once you complete the form, you submit the form. Now we know you are interested in getting your product certified. The officers will visit your manufacturing plants and go through your raw material, from your raw material to your in-process to your finished product. Then they will conduct tests. There is a standard for every product. Once the test, your product passes the test, we are to send a feedback to you. Then we carry out another test, inspection again, go through the same process to see whether you are consistent in manufacturing quality products. And when your product conforms to the requirement of the standard, your product, we now have to look at all the various parameters, whether you have made the requirements. From the state level, we recommend. Our recommendation is taken to the management. They go through this recommendation. If your product has met the requirements, then the management will approve and certificate will be issued to you.
There was a goodwill message from the president of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN.
It is not easy to be there, but again, like the song did say, do not relent, because it is easy to go high, but in most cases we find it is not easy to sustain such tempo. So if you ask me, the essence of this certificate is to say, to whom much is given, much is expected. The reward for hard work is what? More work.
The Mandatory Conformity Assessment Program certificate is subject to revalidation after 3 years from the date it was issued to ensure companies do not at any point deviate from the standard practice.
Congratulations to all you 9 deserving companies. Please accept our best wishes as you strive to maintain standard and do the nation proud by producing quality goods. Understanding and appreciating the concept of calibration and its benefits to human activities was the focus of a sensitization held in Lagos. Alimoto Sifo, who was there for Standard and You, reports that the SON's Director General Osita Boluma Esquire was represented at the event by the agency's Regional Coordinator Southwest, Tosa Akin Akoshile.
Calibration is the act of ascertaining the accuracy of a measuring instrument. This can be achieved by comparing it to a reference standard of known accuracy. There are thousands of instruments used for measurements in various sectors of the economy. The importance of these instruments cannot be overemphasized. The focus of this sensitization is to expose participants on the concept of calibration, its benefits and relevance to the people.
To create awareness to the public on the essence of calibration, and that we carry out calibration services as well, whether in the health sector, even our normal market we go to, shops. You need whatever tool you are using or equipment, you need to calibrate it. If that equipment you use for weight measures is not correct, you can get the correct weight. What we expect now is that people now see that there's need for them to calibrate whichever equipment they are using to achieve accurate results.
It was an interactive forum that afforded participants drawn from various sectors of the economy the opportunity to appreciate the economic benefit of calibration.
Calibration of services involves some processes, and along those processes you carry out 1 or 2 measurements. We call it in-process measurements. If the in-process measurements are not accurate, then the final product may not be accurate. And if the final product is not good enough, then the consumers will move away. And then, if it's a company, for example, that want to bring to the international market, and the international market feel that the product you are bringing is not up to standard due to 1 or 2 mistakes along the measurement along the line, then our product will not be able to bring to that market. So it has a wide effect, both economically and health and otherwise. Calibration is to ensure that the readings from the measuring instruments are accurate. They are what they state that they are.
Paper presentation at the event was on the relevance of calibration in the building and construction industry. Engineer Deoye Onikpede spoke on why it is imperative for stakeholders in that sector to adhere strictly to standards by ensuring that the various tools used in the building industry are properly calibrated.
It really has a serious impact in building construction equipment, quote and unquote equipment and testing facilities. Because as I've said earlier on, if they are not well calibrated, there will be an adverse effect in the final result, either the testing results or the weighing and every other activities that goes with construction. So it's very important so that we can help save lives, so that we can reduce the menace of building collapse and every other thing that has to do with construction menace.
Some participants who spoke to Standard and You described the sensitization as a step in the right direction, adding that they are better informed on the activities of the Standards Organization of Nigeria.
It's a good job at the right direction. They're actually trying to move us forward in terms of quality of our services, because the better we get the calibration right, the better the quality of the services and the safety of human lives.
It's good, at least it helps to enhance people's knowledge.
The sensitization train later moved to northeast of the country, specifically in Yola, Adamawa State, where participants were exposed to how to produce and package agricultural products for export. Director General, who was represented by the Regional Coordinator Northeast, Engineer Albert Wilberforce, said that the sensitization was in line with the federal government's drive to diversify the economy. He stressed the need for farmers and other stakeholders in the agricultural value chain to observe good practice with special focus on achieving food security and create wealth for the nation. There was a paper presentation on seed regeneration, planting and spacing, pest and weed control, harvesting, cleaning and winnowing of maize and rice for export. The forum also examined issues and challenges of storage and packaging.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, brings a new lease of life to Nigerian SMEs. SON has put a greater premium on developing standards aimed at improving the exports of the nation's food and cash crops. This explains why we have developed more standards for Nigeria's produce like sesame, cocoa, garri, and more, courtesy our accredited state-of-the-art laboratories. In keeping with the federal government's ease of doing business, SON has simplified its processes and turnaround time for Mancap and Mancap to reduce substandard products and legal arm to prosecute offenders. Join the Standards Organization of Nigeria in ridding our nation of substandard goods due to consistent market surveillance and raids. See something, say something. The Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
You're watching Standard and You on Africa's largest television network, the NTA. Our transmission time is 6:30 p.m. every Monday. Stakeholders in the nation's building and construction industry have been urged to adhere strictly to standards and put an end to avoidable death and destruction of properties resulting from building collapse. Director Inspectorate and Compliance Engineer Obiora Manafa gave this advice against the backdrop of the latest building collapse in Onitsha, Anambra State.
Engage professionals in whatever you're doing. Wax, they are causing a lot of problems. Because at the end of the day, it boils down to use of wax. Whether you are using bad materials, whether you are applying the drawing, whether you are using wrong drawings or designs, whether the supervision is not adequate, is quackery. When you bring somebody that is not qualified, a qualified current registered engineer cannot play with his certificate, because if there's any lapse and current discovers that the collapse of the building was due to a registered engineer, due to his mistake or whatever, then they will withdraw his certificate. So you cannot play with that.
A four-story building located at number 9 Ezenwa Street under construction collapsed and killed 2 persons. A probe panel has been set up by the state government to ascertain the cause of the collapse, while officials of the Standards Organization of Nigeria have also taken samples of the building materials used to also determine what led to the unfortunate incident.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Hello and nice to have you on the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. Every now and then, we hear of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON. We know it's the highest standardization body in Nigeria. We know it regulates the quality and safety of products made in Nigeria and imported into the country. And we also know that this federal government regulatory agency is vested with the responsibility of protecting Nigerians from fake and substandard products. But do you know the services provided to fulfill its mandate? It all begins with standards development. Technical standards are developed based on agreements reached by diverse entities, such as the Standards Organization of Nigeria, public authorities, researchers, consumers, and interest groups. These standards serve as benchmark for quality of various products. Product certification is responsible for ensuring that locally manufactured products in Nigeria give the required degree of satisfaction to consumers through compliance with government policies on standards and conformity assessment. Under the product certification scheme, we have the Mandatory Conformity Assessment Program, Mancap, which ensures that all locally manufactured products in the country conform to the relevant Nigerian Industrial Standards, NIS, before such products are presented for sale in the market or exported. While the Standards Organization of Nigeria Conformity Assessment Program, Mancap, is an offshore conformity assessment program to verify that products to be imported into Nigeria are conforming. Laboratory testing is another important service provided by SON. Through market surveillance, we collect samples of various products and take them to our laboratories for testing to ascertain the quality and safety of the products. Enforcement is what happens when a product fails to conform with standards. This can be done through a raid leading to closure of warehouse, seizure or destruction of substandard products. Training and technical advisory. SON under its nationwide training scheme organizes seminars, workshops and trainings in areas of quality assurance and various management systems for commercial, industrial and public institutions. We also have metrology and instrumentation carried out at the Nigerian Metrology Institute in Enugu, customer feedback and collaboration to address complaints, public sensitization and awareness programs to educate you on quality and safety of various products. Remember, our program Standard and You is promoting this course. For more information on our services, please check our official website on www.son.gov.ng. Now over to some of the messages we received last week. Osita Uche from Kaduna says, a lot of fake drugs sold here, especially paracetamol that looks like chalk. Alright Osita, complaints regarding drugs should be directed to the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC. They are in charge of regulating the safety and quality of drugs. Uwem from Benin says, I really like your program. Thank you so much, Uwem. Anonymous messenger says, thank you, SON. I love what you do on this program. In my house, I'm battling with a bad socket. It's been burning everything I have. Wow. Please do change and ensure you get it from a reputable store and a trusted brand. Evelyn Ifyadi from Delta says, I wish to express my profound gratitude to the DG of SON and all its executives for the education and awareness they provide through the program. After I watched and learned the right specification for mattress, I changed mine, and since then, I have not experienced any body pain again. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Evelyn. It's nice to hear from you. And that's a wrap on the feedback segment of the program. For any question, complaint, or suggestion, please send in your messages to the number 0705972445. Follow us on any of our social media platforms on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at Standard and You _. Remember, you can watch previous episodes online at youtube.com/Standard and You. Don't just view, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks and enjoy the rest of the week.
Why you dey buy the product make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live. Buy original.